Thought the girls played really hard with a lot of intensity. Wasn't always perfect, but we talked about just playing with great energy and enthusiasm. Thought they brought that. We'll work on the execution and trying to clean up some things over the next 4 days, 4 practices before we get Mercer in here.
That'd be good too to kind of see everybody kind of come in and contribute. I mean, I know in an exhibition game that's kind of one of the goals, but you really did have a lot of, those pieces you were able to put together, some of the new, some of the old, and really kind of come up with some really nice combos that play pretty well in stretches.
We change our lineups in practice not every day, but about every 3rd day. And so they get some familiarity with the group, but then we change it because one of the things that we've kind of hung our hat on is versatility and resiliency. And so we've hung that hat a little bit on being able to play more than one position, being interchangeable and being able to play with different players. And so I think they're growing in that chemistry and that comfort with one another on the floor. We're not there yet. We still do a bad job of getting the ball inside. We do a bad job of calming down and catching the ball inside, so we've still got things to improve there, but I like how they really play together really well.
It was chaos, but it was chaos in a good way for you guys. I mean, just all the steals, all the deflections, the fast pace, definitely kind of the way you want to play, and that had to be good to see from them.
That's what we work on. We work on being disruptive on defense. We work on trying to be, getting our hands on balls, and we've got to do a better job of securing the ball. Well, I think we touch a lot, we don't secure a lot, and so we've got to get better at that. We've got to continue to be a little bit more fundamentally sound in some of our half-court defense. Sometimes we're risk takers, and those are. It's not a bad thing, but we just got to be a little bit wiser about when and when not to.
You mentioned Foster during the media day, and I think she had like 13 points in a 8-minute stretch there in the second half. And that's got to be good to see. She said she was a little nervous during the exhibition, so it was kind of nice for her to kind of come in there and maybe get her feet a little bit in this game.
Well, and that's the one thing she does well. She gets fussed at every day, multiple times a day for defense and what she's doing, and she's learning. But the one thing we talked about early on is, Nevaeh, don't let that affect what you're really good at. And what are you really good at? And she said, shooting. I said, don't forget that. And so there's days when it's not falling in for her, but I don't fuss at her about taking them. I want her to, that's what she does well. And I want her to stay real confident in that area. We'll keep working and growing in the other areas. And so I was proud that she came in and played hard. I think Josie Gilvin and McKenzie and maybe had the most minutes. Aaliyah Pitts, I think, the most minutes played. And so that's 3 players that all came off the bench and played significant minutes. So, we're obviously at the beginning of the season. We're not close to where we're going to be, but I like where we are right now in our effort and our intensity, and our chemistry on the court is growing. We'll improve with our execution.
Keisha said you wouldn't like the 23 turnovers, and obviously I know
Nope.
you'd like a little better number on the offensive rebounds. But again, that's things now you can put the film and kind of show them.
And that was one of the focus points of our game, was to make sure we did a better job on the defensive boards. And so that's something that we've got to do. It doesn't make a lot of sense to play aggressive defense, work your tail off, and foul or give up an offensive rebound. Like, fouling just erases all your hustle, and you put a high percentage shooter, no matter who it is, at the free throw line, or you give up an offensive rebound and a second chance and a high percentage shot. And so we've got to do a better job in making sure we're not touching twice, and then making sure that we're securing that defensive board. Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all. Happy Halloween.